and welcome back to my channel. Want to create evergreen webinars to automate your webinar funnel? After you've successfully hosted the same live webinar, meaning that you got your ideal audience to register, attend, and purchase your products or services, it's time to create an evergreen webinar funnel so that you can get leads and make sales from your webinar on autopilot. If you've been wondering how to create an automated webinar system, stay tuned until the end of this video to learn how to create evergreen webinars without using Evergreen Webinar software or an Evergreen Webinar plugin, and to get my webinar sales funnel template that'll help you boost your webinar sign-up rate, increase the number of people who show up live, and skyrocket your sales. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. With that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. If you don't know what an evergreen webinar is, make sure to watch my video on what is a webinar and how do webinars work, where I explain the differences between a live webinar and an evergreen webinar, also known as an automated webinar. I'll leave the link to it in the description box below. The first step in creating an evergreen webinar is to create the webinar itself. Take the webinar slides you created either in PowerPoint or Keynote. If you don't know how to easily create your webinar slides, make sure to watch my video on how to make a webinar in PowerPoint. Record that slideshow. If you don't know how to do that, make sure to watch my video on how to make a video with Keynote and upload that video on YouTube as an unlisted video. To create an evergreen webinar funnel, we'll follow a similar process than the one we used in my video on how to host your first webinar step by step. I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below if you haven't watched it yet. But instead of scheduling the webinar for a particular date and time, we'll create a sense of urgency on the webinar registration page to get the visitors who land on that page to make a fast decision so that they register for the webinar on the spot, and thus the webinar automation funnel begins. The first thing we'll do is head over to ConvertKit, which you can try out for free by clicking on the link in the description box below, and create a form for a webinar. To create a form in ConvertKit, head over to the Landing Pages and Forms tab and click on the red Create New button. When asked how do you want to gather subscribers, click on Form. For the display format, select Inline, and for the template, select Clear. Since we'll be using buttons and pop-ups and lead pages to get people to sign up for a webinar, the appearance of the webinar form here in ConvertKit is irrelevant. Click on the pencil next to where it says Clear Form to rename your form to your webinar's name, and then click on the email icon and toggle the Send Incentive box so that it's off. Once you're done, press Save up top. Now let's head over to the Sequences tab and click on New Sequence to create a sequence that'll house the webinar replay emails as well as the pitch emails. Name that sequence the name of your webinar, and then click on Create Sequence. Change the status of the sequence from Draft to Active, and the time to send from after 1 day to immediately. Edit the email subject and content, and then click on Save All. If you want a 90% done-for-you step-by-step template with the exact subject lines, email structure, and copy that you need to create epic webinar sales funnels, click on the link in the description box below to get the webinar sales funnel template. With this template in hand, you'll know everything you need to write in your emails the days before, the day of, and the days after your webinar to skyrocket your webinar sales. What we need to do now is create an automation so that those who sign up for our webinar automatically receive the webinar replay and pitch sequence and are tagged as webinar attendees. To do so, click on the Automations tab up top,
then on Rules. Click on the red plus Add Rule button on the right. As the trigger, select Subscribes to a Form and select the webinar form you created from the drop-down menu. As the action, select Subscribe to a Sequence and select the webinar sequence you created from the drop-down menu. Click on the plus sign below that to add another action. This time, add tag. Click on plus Create a new tag to create a new tag for your Evergreen webinar. Name that tag, and then click on the red button that says Save Rule. Now that we've created our webinar opt-in form, tag, sequence, and automation, it's time to create the webinar registration page and the webinar replay page over in Lead Pages. If you don't have a Lead Pages account yet, you can try it out for free by clicking on the link in the description box below. Let's first create the webinar replay page. In Lead Pages, under the Landing Pages tab, click on the blue Create New Landing Page button on the right. Under this What Would You Like Your Landing Page to Do page, click on Browse All Templates. From this drop-down menu that says All Types, scroll all the way down and select Webinar or Virtual Event. Scroll down and click on View by hovering over the Webinar Replay template. Click on Use this template up top, name your page, and then press Continue. You can make as many edits to this page as you wish. For a detailed tutorial on how to do that, make sure you watch my video on how to use Lead Pages to create a landing page. The link to it is in the description box below. One important thing to do on this webinar replay page is to click on the countdown timer and then on the clock icon to redirect this limited time replay page with your special webinar offer to an external URL or even to another landing page that houses your full price sales page. We also need to paste the embed code of our Evergreen webinar into this video section. To do so, on YouTube, head over to your channel's page and then click on YouTube Studio. Click on Videos from the left-hand side panel, locate the Evergreen webinar video you uploaded, and click on the pencil icon to get your video's details. Click on the video icon to view it on YouTube, right-click on the video player, and click on Copy Embed Code. Back in our webinar replay page on Lead Pages, click on the video widget, paste the Evergreen webinar video code in the space provided, and then press Save. Make any other edits to this page as you wish, and once you're done, click on the blue Publish button on the top right-hand side. Change the page slug if you so wish, and then click on Publish once more. To create the webinar registration page, follow the same steps as before to get to the Webinar Templates page. To edit any of these templates to make them your Evergreen webinar registration page, hover your mouse over the template you wish to edit, click on View, and then on Use this template up top. Name your page, and then press Continue. After you've edited this Evergreen webinar registration page to look the way you like, with your own brand, font, and colors, images, and a webinar description, make sure to click on this Claim Your Spot button to link it to your email marketing platform. To do so, click on it, and then on the link icon, and then on Edit next to where it says My Lead Box 1. To link this form to your email marketing platform, click on Save My Spot, and then follow the steps that appear on the left to edit this form. Name your form, click on Add an Integration to connect your email marketing platform to Lead Pages, and then select the webinar form you created in ConvertKit from the drop-down menu. If you wish to receive an email every time someone signs up for your Evergreen webinar, leave this lead notifications integration there as well. If not, feel free to delete it. Select whether you wish to enable bot or spam protection, and then click on Next Fields. Choose what information you want from your visitors. Let's leave email and click on Add a Field to include a first name option as well. You can edit the field's label and placeholder text, include an optional default value and URL mapping, select whether this field is required or not, add an optional custom validation message, and select whether this is a hidden field or not, and then press Done. You can click on the arrows on the left of the field settings to reorder them, as well as edit their appearance by clicking directly on the fields in the pop-up. Once you're done making edits, click on Next Actions. To link this Evergreen webinar registration page to our webinar replay page, in this Next Actions section, select Landing Page, choose the webinar replay page we just created, and then save and close. Another thing we need to do is to add a countdown timer to this Evergreen webinar registration page so that those who land on this page have a limited time to make a decision and sign up. To do so, delete the Date section and then click on the countdown timer. Click on the date icon, make sure that Evergreen is selected, and change the time to 20 minutes. To publish this Evergreen webinar registration page, click on the blue Publish button on the top right-hand side. Change the page's slug if you so wish, and then click on Publish once more. To promote this Evergreen webinar so you get more people to register, head back to the Landing Pages section in Lead Pages, click on the three little dots next to the Evergreen webinar registration page, Publishing Options, and then copy the link.
Now you know how to create Evergreen webinars to automate your webinar funnel. As promised, to take your webinar efforts to the next level, to boost your webinar sign-up rate, increase the number of people who show up live, and skyrocket your sales, make sure to get my webinar sales funnel template by clicking on the link in the description box below. So, what is your Evergreen webinar about? I'd love to hear your answer and start a conversation in the comments below. And remember to click on the link in the description box below to get my webinar sales funnel template. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Marina Lotai from Yes to Tech, and I'd love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed and want to be notified every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, just click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every single time I post. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video.